What you're about to hear is going to make your blood boil, and I'm not even exaggerating. Monday Night Raw just pulled off something so controversial, so absolutely infuriating, that the entire wrestling world is losing its mind right now. Roman Reigns versus Bronson Reed, a match that was supposed to level the playing field, a match that was supposed to give Bronson Reed his moment, but instead, we got exactly what WWE has been shoving down our throats for 4 years straight. I'm your host at Wrestle Scope, and before you click away thinking this is just another recap video, I dare you to stick around until the end of this broadcast, because what happened after that match, the real story that WWE doesn't want you talking about, that's where things get nuclear. And if you're already mad just hearing this, smash that like button, drop a comment telling me if you're sick of this, and let's get into the most explosive breakdown you'll see today. The build-up nobody asked for. Let me take you back to where this disaster started brewing. For weeks, WWE has been building Bronson Reed as this unstoppable monster, the tsunami, the colossal, the man who literally put Seth Rollins on the shelf. 6 sentences from the top rope. We watched Seth get stretchered out. We watched the carnage. We watched Bronson Reed become the most dangerous man on Monday Night Raw. And you know what? We believed it. For the first time in months, we had a legitimate monster heel who wasn't just scary in promos, but actually backed it up with devastating in-ring action. Bronson Reed was destroying everyone. He annihilated The Miz. He demolished Kofi Kingston. He made former world champions look like absolute rookies. The WWE universe was buzzing. Social media was on fire. Finally, we thought, finally WWE is building someone correctly. Someone who could be a legitimate threat to the top of the card. Someone who could carry Raw into a new era. But then the rumors started. Roman Reigns was coming back to Raw, the tribal chief, the head of the table, the man who held the Universal Championship hostage for 1,216 days. The same Roman Reigns who we've been forced to watch dominate, overcome, and conquer for the past 4 years, while the entire roster became his stepping stones. And when they announced Roman versus Bronson for Monday Night Raw, the internet exploded. Half the fans were excited. They wanted to see the tribal chief put this monster in his place. They wanted Roman to remind everyone why he's been on top for so long. Classic WWE fanboys eating up the same storyline they've been fed since 2020. But the other half, we knew better. We knew this was just another sacrifice at the altar of Roman Reigns, another talented superstar being fed to the machine. Another victim added to the list of destroyed momentum and wasted potential. Look, I'm going to be real with you right now. I respect Roman Reigns as a performer. The man is talented, he's worked hard, he's evolved his character into something genuinely compelling. But there comes a point where enough is enough. How many more superstars have to be fed to Roman before WWE realizes they're killing their own roster? Drew McIntyre, fed to Roman. Riddle, fed to Roman. Kevin Owens, fed to Roman multiple times. Cody Rhodes had to wait 2 years and 2 WrestleManias to finally beat him. And now Bronson Reed, the hottest monster heel they've built in years, was next in line for the slaughter. The match that broke the internet. Monday Night Raw, the main event. Roman Reigns' music hits and the crowd erupts. Say what you want about Roman, but the man knows how to make an entrance. The pyro, the music, that confident swagger. The tribal chief walks to the ring like he owns the place. Because let's be honest, in WWE's eyes, he does own the place. Then Bronson Reed's music hits. The building shakes. 330 pounds of absolute dominance walks down that ramp. This man looks legit. He looks like someone who could actually dethrone the tribal chief. The commentary team is selling it. Michael Cole is screaming about how dangerous Reed is. Corey Graves is questioning if Roman has finally met his match. The bell rings, and for the first few minutes, it's actually competitive. Reed is throwing Roman around like a rag doll, Big clotheslines, devastating slams. The crowd is into it. Every time Reed hits a big move, the building pops. You can feel the energy. You can feel the possibility that maybe, just maybe, WWE is actually going to pull the trigger and give us something different. Reed hits a massive running crossbody that sends Roman to the outside. The tribal chief is reeling. Reed follows up with a suicide dive that actually connects and looks brutal. Roman crashes into the barricade. The referee is counting. The crowd is chanting, "This is awesome." For a moment, just a glorious moment, it feels like anything could happen. Reed rolls Roman back into the ring. He's calling for the tsunami. The crowd is on their feet. This is it. This is the moment where Bronson Reed cements himself as a main event player. He climbs to the top rope, all 330 pounds balanced on the top turnbuckle. He stands up. The crowd is deafening. He leaps. And Roman moves. Classic WWE booking. The monster heel's big move misses. Roman scrambles to his feet. Reed is winded from crashing into the mat. Roman hits the Superman punch. Reed staggers but doesn't go down. The crowd is roaring. Reed is still standing. Roman sets up for the spear. Reed charges at him first. They collide mid-ring in a double clothesline spot. Both men are down. The referee starts counting. This is peak wrestling drama right here. Both men get to their feet at the count of 8. They start trading punches. Reed is getting the better of the exchange. The crowd is firmly behind Reed now. Everybody wants to see the upset. Everybody wants to see something new. Reed whips Roman into the ropes. Roman comes back. Reed catches him with a huge power slam. The ring shakes. Reed goes for the cover. 1, 2. Roman kicks out. The crowd gasps. Reed can't believe it. He immediately pulls Roman up. He lifts him for a vertical suplex, holds him up there for what feels like an eternity. The blood is rushing to Roman's head. Reed drops him. Another cover. 1, 2. Kick out. Reed is starting to look frustrated. He's thrown everything at Roman and the tribal chief keeps surviving. Sound familiar? It's the same story we've seen for 4 years. Reed decides it's time to end this. He drags Roman to the corner. He's going up top again. The tsunami is coming, and this time he's making sure it connects. Reed climbs. The crowd is at a fever pitch. He reaches the top rope. Wait, Paul Heyman is on the apron distracting the referee. Of course he is, because God forbid Roman Reigns wins a match completely clean. Even when he's going to win anyway, they need to add the heel tactics to somehow make him look sympathetic. Reed is shouting at Heyman to get down. The referee is trying to get Heyman off the apron, and in that moment of distraction, Solo Sikoa appears from nowhere. Where did he even come from? Was he hiding under the ring the entire match? Did he teleport? The camera angles didn't show him coming down the ramp. Solo shoves Bronson Reed off the top rope. Reed crashes to the mat from the top turnbuckle. The impact is sick. Reed is hurt. He's holding his knee. He's trying to get up, but he's clearly compromised. Roman sees his opportunity. He gets to his feet. Reed is using the ropes to pull himself up. He turns around, spear. Roman hooks the leg. 1, 2, 3. The tribal chief wins. Again. Because of course he does. The aftermath and the real controversy. But here's where things get absolutely insane, and this is what WWE is praying you don't focus on. After the match, Roman's music is playing. Paul Heyman enters the ring with the Ulafala. Solo Sikoa is standing guard. The bloodline is reunited and standing tall. Standard post-match celebration, right? Wrong. The camera cuts to Bronson Reed being checked on by the medical staff. He's clutching his knee, the same knee that Solo targeted with that shove off the top rope. Reed is trying to wave off the doctors, but you can see he's in legitimate pain. And what does WWE do? They cut back to Roman celebrating. They focus on the tribal chief holding up the Ulafala. They show the commentators putting over how dominant Roman looked. They're burying the fact that they just destroyed Bronson Reed's momentum and possibly injured him in the process. But it gets worse. Social media immediately erupting. Within minutes, Bronson Reed was trending worldwide. And you know what the tweets were saying? Another sacrifice to Roman Reigns. WWE just killed Bronson Reed's momentum. 4 years later, and we're still doing this? Why even build up new stars if you're just going to feed them to Roman? The anger was palpable. Wrestling fans from every corner of the internet were united in their frustration. AEW fans, WWE fans, NJP fans, independence fans. Everyone was questioning why WWE continues this pattern. And before the Roman fans come at me in the comments, let me address you directly. This is not about hating Roman Reigns. This is about smart booking. This is about building multiple stars. This is about creating a roster where anyone can believably win on any given night. When you book one person to be so dominant for so long, you create a situation where beating them becomes the only